My name's Andre Gallagher from Nanathfara, Rhedyn. We farm approximately 200 acres in the Cambrian Mountains. We're on 900 feet. We have been here now over 30 years. We farm Welsh mountain sheep, and we're supporting the tree planting experiments because we've already planted about 10,000 trees on our rough ground, which is bracken covered or whatever, all on hill ground, not productive land at all really. There's not much else we can do with it unless we're going to spray Ausilox and drive on dangerous terrain to keep it down. We can't cut it because it's too steep, and I'm getting older now and I've had enough tumbles on my quad, and I wouldn't want anyone else to be with a roller weed wiper wiping over this terrain at all. I've done a lot of it in years gone by, but we have been fully organic for the last 10 years, so Ausilox is out. I've tried bashing it, I've tried cutting it, and in fact I'm experimenting at the top with some cutting bracken every year, and well, to be blunt, it's not very successful, but it reduces the height of it, but it doesn't really solve the problem.
This is Peter Jackson speaking, and we're here to try some experiments looking at planting trees into dense bracken. Now typically people have been treating bracken by spraying it by helicopter, and that can be quite effective. It isn't always. It obviously has other problems with it in terms of the toxicity of the herbicide being used. The product's been banned by the European Union, although it has a permanent temporary derogation at the moment. But there are lots of sites where you can't actually use Ausilox because they are near to watercourses, or as in this case here, we're an organic farm, and also there are quite a lot of sites which are not that big. If you've got a helicopter, you probably want to be spraying at least 5-10 acres. If we're trying to establish a piece of woodland on an acre plot, then that is not an option. One of the reasons you don't get bracken on the flat parts of the farm is that you can get a tractor on it and you can either cut the bracken, or equally you can turn it over with a plough. And if you plough bracken, it generally kills it off because it breaks up the rhizomes, the storage roots that are underneath the surface. So the idea of this experiment is basically to try and use various techniques to mash up the rhizomes of the bracken and then plant into those areas. Now, one of the problems, of course, is that we're working on steep slopes. Generally, there isn't any bracken left on the flat land, and these steep slopes are difficult for machinery to work on. One possibility is to use tractors, special tractors designed for working on steep ground, and we will try and look at that. But we're also going to look at a couple of other techniques, one of which is to use a mini digger with a rotavator attachment and also using the rotavator bucket. And we're also going to look at a remote controlled machine called a RoboCut, which you can put an attachment of a cultivator onto. And these plots will all be planted with a series of mainly broadleaf trees. We'll also plant a few Sitka spruce, and then we will monitor how they are growing over the next 2 years. We'll do one plot where there's actually no interference at all, and presumably they will largely die. And we'll just compare the success and growth rate of the different plantings against the different techniques. And we'll also try and get an idea of the costs of the different techniques, because obviously that's very important in terms of the practicality of it.